Hey, thank you for joining me on this video. My name is Dustin, and welcome to my YouTube channel called Predestined. First of all, I'd like to thank you for anyone who is actually interested in this topic. Um, what I wanted to make this video about today is on Greek text and textual criticism, um, and initially, and really why I have switched my position from the modern critical text and kind of about my journey on that. Initially, I said that word a lot. That I went to Bible college for 4 years and I earned my bachelor's degree. And that's where I got this from, my UBS 5. And it is chock full of information. If you're not familiar, maybe you're watching this video and you don't even know what this is. Um, well, the quick rundown is that um, the UBS 5, it stands for United Bible Societies, or United Bible Society, I mean, and the United Bible Society, and I believe Germany, let me actually check if that's correct. German Bible Society, yep. This is the, um, excuse me, fifth revised edition of 2020, 2014, I mean. I even wrote my name in here in Greek. Not really right, and it's more like transliterated. When I first took Greek, I eventually got this after doing translations. For instance, let me grab. So when I took my Greek class, I went through Bill Mel's, and it was good, but it was so dang hard. Like I can't even describe how hard it was at first. And learning a language like I was relearning English. Uh, so, uh, but it was good. I did learn basics of Greek, but I wouldn't say I'm at all proficient. I have lost a lot of it since graduating because I haven't been doing that. I'm hoping that I can get back to that. But so back to what I was saying. So I got this, and you know, after my first Greek class, I start thinking about what I was looking at in here because there's a lot. It gives you the textual footnotes and says uh, this is where the evidence for the readings. And I grew up in a church that used New King James. I didn't even think about textual variants. I never even heard about it until I went to another church. So what I did after that, after going to my church that used the New King James, I won't mention it just for sake of security and privacy, but that church used the New King James, and that's the Bible I grew up with. Um, so after I started considering these things, I looked up what Bible I should use, and most people I listen to John Piper and Francis Chan, and you can guess if you know those people what translation they recommended. It was the ESV, the English Standard Version. Uh, so what I did is I started using ESV. That was the first Bible I read the whole book, the whole front to cover Bible in, and it was great. But what I'm saying is, but once I took this Greek class and I was learning things like I thought King James only is something I need to avoid, which I still am avoiding. More on that later. But I've noticed that there was different readings in the ESV Bible. That there was verses missing, and that started making me. I'm a very inquisitive. I wanted to know why this was happening. So I've watched many videos on the topic. Then when I was taking Greek, encountered a channel called Reformed Bibliology, and Young Texas and Reformed. I'll link the channels in the bio. They don't really post a lot anymore. The two pastors, they don't make videos together anymore. I think they've gone separate ways, but not for any bad reason, I assume. But what they did is they really showed me that, like, hey, this is what modern textual criticism is. And because what this did to me is basically make me doubt how do I know which reading's supposed to be in a certain verse. Now, it's not like every single verse, but like it's a lot of significant stuff. It's like what do you choose? Like in here, it's not like the NA28 where there's a diamond in certain region. When I learned about these things and that these guys I mentioned were exposing me to these ideas, I started digging deep, and I was convinced that I believe in the preserved text, the confessional text, and this was more cemented once I joined a Reformed church, after Reformed Unity, Dutch Reformed Church. But before that, I did just uh, I was listening to them, and I agreed that I wanted a text that did not change, and that's what led me to New King James. Now, let's fast forward to more recent. So I was afraid to use the King James because I just like don't know if I can preach with this. I don't know what I can do with this. So what I did is I kept using the King James, and then for a time, I went back to the ESV just because it was comfortable. And then I started watching videos on it again, Word Magazine with Jeff Riddle, Dr. Jeff Riddle. Did that again, and then after watching a bunch of videos and thinking about it, and having a friend that also was from this perspective, I chose to go back to the King James. So that's why I bought this Bible, Thompson Chain KJV. It is a handy side, so I can bring it everywhere. Um, now, this video is not to explain all the nuances of textual criticism. I am not prepared to make that video yet, but if anybody wants me to discuss certain topics within textual criticism, especially the why I chose Textus Receptus, why I believe in the King James, and why it is the confessional text, the traditional text, what the preserved Word of God that He's given to His people. If you want me to make videos on that, I'd love to, but I don't want to make videos that no one's gonna watch. So, so where am I? Where am I now? So my church doesn't use the King James; they use the ESV. I'm fine with that. I still believe it's the Word of God. But I believe that as Christians, and especially Reformed Christians, if you're watching this and you're Reformed, I think we need to have a stable text. And I've been noticing this a lot recently, where I'll go on YouTube and I'll see so many YouTubers saying, "Oh, this is why I so um I'm one of them, and I'm gonna promote that. That's why I'm gonna read when I make videos. The King James is what I'm gonna read, and maybe I'll make videos on archaisms, or maybe I'll make videos on just verses in the KJV that are interesting. Maybe I'll make videos on all the textual variants. I don't know. I don't have a plan yet for how much I'm gonna deal with textual criticism. It's not the focus of my channel, not necessarily a focus, but it's not the number one reason why I want to make videos. So to end, I believe as believers we need to have a sure foundation on the Word of God, and that Word of God should not change because God never changes. And He says in First Peter, I was reading yesterday. I think it would be good for this video. First Peter 1:25. For all flesh is as grass, and all the glory of man as the flower of grass. The grass withereth, the flower thereof falleth away, but the word of the Lord endureth forever. And this is the word which by the gospel is preached unto you. And I believe that's one reason why we need to have a Bible that is a sure foundation. Because if it changes, we can't trust that word because who's changing our Bibles? You can debate me on any of those things. I'm not here to make debates. I'm here to just tell you what I've learned. Please, in the comment section of this video, please tell me, especially if you have chosen to go to the King James or New King James, or you just use a Bible that isn't being updated all the time like the ESV or the NIV. Please in the comments below, tell me if there's any certain topics within Reformed theology, textual criticism ecclesiology, Reformed Church, and maybe some of the reasons why I've joined that. If you have any other questions, please ask, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.